In Level 4, we will be simplifying complex expressions using complex conjugate. Our goal is to write these expressions in a plus bi form. And to do that, we will multiply by the conjugate of the expression in the denominator over itself. So we take that expression on the denominator and switch the sign. So if it's a minus, like this one, we make it a plus. So 3 plus I. And we multiply by that expression over itself, which remember is just multiplying by 1, so it doesn't change the value of the number. Okay, now we have to FOIL on the top, or distribute, whatever you call it. 2 times 2 is 6. 2 times I is 2I. And my insides would be 3I. And I times I is I squared. On the bottom, same thing. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times I is 3I. Negative I times 3 is negative 3I. And negative I times positive I is negative I squared. Now on the bottom, your middle two terms should cancel out. And this last term, negative I squared, remember that I squared is negative 1. So we get 9, negative times negative 1 is going to be positive 1. So 9 plus 1 on the bottom. And on the top, we can simplify a little bit too. The 2I and the 3I are like terms. They can be combined. So we get 6 plus 5I, and I squared is negative 1, so we get minus 1. And then simplify a little further. On the top, 6 minus 1 is 5 plus 5I. And on the bottom, we have 10. And then to write this in a plus bi form, we distribute the denominator to both terms on the top. And we get 5 over 10 plus 5I over 10. Reduce them both, and that's 1/2 plus 1/2 I in a plus bi form. Same thing in this next example. First we can simplify on the top. 2I times 4I would be 8I squared, which is 8 times negative 1, which is negative 8. So this is really negative 8 over 7 minus 3I. Now we multiply by the complex conjugate over itself. So 7 plus 3I over 7 plus 3I. On the top, we just need to distribute the negative 8 to both terms, and we get negative 56 minus 24I. And on the bottom, 7 times 7 is 49. My outside terms and my inside terms will cancel out, so I'm not even going to write those. And then I'm just going to multiply negative 3I times positive 3I, which is negative 9I squared. And then I can simplify on the bottom. Remember, I squared is negative 1, so this is going to be 49 plus 9, which is 58. So we get negative 56 minus 24I over 58. Now, we want to write it in a plus bi form, so we distribute the denominator. We get negative 56 over 58 minus 24I over 58. And we simplify these if they can be simplified. We get negative 28 over 29 minus 12 over 29I.